officially in Chernobyl Exclusion Zone.
Oh my gosh. Seriously?
Yo, what's going on, you guys? Hope you guys have been doing well. And to all the new subscribers, my name is Steve Ronin. We go on epic adventures every single week. Guys, I am so sorry for not uploading these past couple weeks, but I've been so busy, especially editing this video, the Chernobyl series. And before we begin the video though, I just want to say a few things. I came to Chernobyl and I wanted to learn more about the history from an actual tour, so that's why I booked with this company that you're gonna be seeing in this video. They're called Chernobyl Welcome, and my guide was Natasha. If you guys want to go to Chernobyl, you usually have to book from a tour company, and I highly recommend you do it with Chernobyl Welcome. They were very helpful. They helped with the itinerary, and the guides know their stuff, as you'll be seeing in this video. And as of right now, you can get a discount if you book through them. Their links will be down in the description below, so go check them out. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's get started with the Chernobyl series. And before we begin, smash the thumbs up. Okay, so this is the checkpoint. This is where everyone has to come and enter, and they have to check their passport and the certificate to prove that you're able to come and visit Chernobyl. It's really interesting. There's some gift stores right over here and right over here. Oh, I guess sticker if they have any. Do you have stickers? Where's some stickers? They got magnets, they got some glowing soap, more magnets, glowing fridge magnet. Hello.
Hello.
You have stickers?
Stickers, this.
That one, huh?
And
Thanks.
this.
Thank you.
And we will leave it the bus once more to receive a small individual counter of radiation, which means that that device will count the level of radiation your body observed during this trip.
Okay.
And now I'm ready to give you Geiger counters.
I'm very familiar with these because of Fukushima. But whoa, look at this one.
Ticket. This device, yes, it automatically measures the level of radiation.
I've never seen this before.
Me neither.
Yeah, it's like a necklace. That's pretty nice.
So, my sincere congratulations, we are officially in Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. So we are moving now with 30-kilometer Chernobyl Exclusion Zone area, or it is 2,600 kilometer squares basically. And after Chernobyl explosion, according to radiation situation, it was decided to divide this territory into 3 parts, according to the level of radiation and the situation connected with radiation. So, 30-kilometer zone, it is first area, it is all scale of Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. And the most contaminated part of Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, it is exactly 10-kilometer area inside the 30-kilometer zone. Because there is Chernobyl nuclear power plant inside, city Pripyat, some military objects, and also one highly radioactive place as Red Forest. Red Forest in past, it was just a simple pine forest around Chernobyl nuclear power plant and Pripyat. So it was like this red color. And yes, we will pass some part of Red Forest during our trip, and with the help of Geiger counters, you will see, yes, the radiation level. But as we are moving now in not 10-kilometer zone, because already measure one type of radiation because we are allowed to be only in these areas with gamma radiation. That one measures all type of radiations, alpha, beta and gamma. So normal level of radiation for people to be, and everything is fine without radioactivity. It is everything that is lower than 0.30 microsieverts. So now it is less than 0.30 microsieverts, which means that this area is not contaminated, and for us it's not dangerous to be here.
Alright guys, so we're getting closer and closer, and there's a sign here that you guys gotta see. So what's really cool about this is that this is the old Soviet sign when you first entered Pripyat or Chernobyl. Are you friendly?
Absolutely friendly, every dog. So,
this is a stray dog.
yes, but almost all dogs here, they are sterilized because
They're sterilized?
yes, because they populate here very good.
Okay.
Because tourists all the time feed them, pet them. So
Yeah.
look,
Nice,
it's
so
very
there's
friendly.
like no rabies or anything to worry about.
No.
That's awesome. Yo, I love dogs. So that's a good thing to know, because yeah, dogs are amazing. Come here, bud. Aww. So there's like hundreds of dogs here?
Yes, lots of them.
Oh my god.
I will show you on other checkpoint because there are also some more checkpoints.
Oh, this
A
dog's so
puppy one.
friendly. Yeah?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I love Chernobyl even more now. So yeah, these buildings are for the workers that come here. And there's more of them that we'll be seeing, I'm sure. And also right now we're heading to the cafe. This tour, they give you lunch and dinner. They provide you with it, which is really nice. You guys got that car decked out too?
Yes, this is our company car.
Really quick, we just made it to a checkpoint. I want to show you guys this.
Every day they have different rules.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so basically we are just coming inside, put our hands on the screens and
Wow.
waiting for yellow color appears on second board, which means we are not contaminated, and we just...
This looks intense. Alright, so put my hands right here.
You can go.
Am I good?
Yes.
Movement?
You are not contaminated.
Yes.
Keys, we will make a small stop in front of St. Pripyat, and there is red forest very close to it. I will show you location. It's big radiation if you want to measure it. And also soon we will pass the most radiative part of red forest, which is available for tourists to measure. So
Okay.
it will be even in bus, high level of radiation.
Yeah, it's getting higher and higher. 1.36. Oh man. Oh, it's getting out of control. 8 microsieverts. Almost 9 microsieverts. So, what would happen if we like spent an entire day here?
It will be, of course, it will be bad. I can't say what exactly has happened with you, but in some years, of course, you will have some consequences after it. Depends on your immune system. It's not like radiation sickness or you will die. But maybe cancer, 90%.
Damn.
Yes, it is Pripyat sign standing here because it is an official entrance to Pripyat that way. Pripyat was built in 1970 to be home for workers of nuclear power plant because Chernobyl nuclear power plant is situated right here in 3 kilometers from this place, and in past this place was traditional place to take wedding pictures, and for example on 26 April there were even 4 weddings in Pripyat because people didn't know about Chernobyl catastrophe, so they celebrated such important event in their life and even didn't know that they are suffering breathing with radioactive air. As I told you, after accident liquidators completely cut down red forest, so as you can see on this picture, this territory was totally empty, no trees around, just naked area with Chernobyl nuclear power plant on that side. It was easy to see it here. And Also one more picture, yes, how red forest looked like. Red trees, it is exactly that road, so this picture is taken of that one road. They are not anymore so red, as you can see, just simple green trees, because liquidators, they cut down red forest, so it is new forest nowadays around this area.
Okay.
And generally speaking, of course, Pripyat was an example Soviet luxury city because it was home for workers of nuclear power plant. Government spent huge sum of money to decorate, to develop this city in the best perfect way, because yes, it was example Soviet city, it was the youngest Soviet city, by the way, but unfortunately because of Chernobyl catastrophe it was alive only during 16 years, because it was built in 1970, Chernobyl catastrophe happened in 1986, so just 16 years this city was alive. That is why the general shape of this city is pretty good still, because it was quite young city when accident happened. Lots of buildings were only finished like 1 month when accident happened, and lots of buildings still are unfinished, because yes, it was city in process of building. But generally the population was 43,000 people, with average age equal to 25 years, so it was very young city, and there were like 30 nationalities, and in near future it was expected to have even more than 100,000 people, because yes, they all were satisfied with quality of life here. It was finished in 2017. It is completely made with steel. The height is 109 meters, the length is 167 meters. It is the biggest movable object in the world nowadays, because people first they built it on distance, not immediately on old sarcophagus. They only after, when they finished building it, they slowly roll it with the help of special railway system to this location. And nowadays inside there is still old sarcophagus, and all workers who work here, they just dismantle it. So as I told you, it was built on distance, so you can see Chernobyl nuclear power plant and new safe confinement.
Now this is known as the Chernobyl Monument. Here's a picture a few years back. This is with old sarcophagus that used to enclose reactor 4 from spreading radiation. And then there's some more pictures here that you can see. This photo was actually taken from reactor number 5, and this is reactor 4 right here. And this is some photos inside of reactor 4. This thing is known as elephant's foot because it resembles an elephant's foot, so that's the nickname of it. And this guy is just photoshopped for some reason. And yeah, some more pictures of them developing the new sarcophagus, which is now enclosing everything off. And here's another photo. So they were building it off in a distance, and it took them 20 days to move it by railway onto reactor number 4. And this monument is dedicated to the memorial of what happened, and it also implies strength. Oh, I don't know what it says in Russian, but if you can translate it, let me know. This was also dedicated to the victims, so people, they put coins here for them. This is where the disaster happened. This is what caused the whole catastrophic event to unfold. So right now it's still being used. There's over 1,000 people that work here, and I don't really know their job. I heard they're just here to kind of like maintain the place, but they've also started putting solar panels. I think they have about quite a few right now, and their goal is to hit 1,000 solar panels, which will have the equivalent power of what these reactors used to give off. Well guys, I got really lucky because as I was flying the drone, I ended up hitting a tree over there, and I don't know how this thing kept flying because as you can see in the footage, it like kind of struggled a little bit between the branches. And look at the propellers. That broke. This one broke as well, but it was still able to fly. Gimbal is perfectly good too. So I'm happy about that. Like, oh man, if this drone would have braked, I would have been really, really sad because I'm still traveling all over the world and I need a drone for it. But the sensors definitely came in clutch. And by the way, there's like these stupid little bugs, yo. Look at this bug. They're everywhere. And if you try to like wave your hand and brush them off, they don't even like move. You have to like flick them off. Get off my shirt.
And here with the names of all evacuated villages here as well.
Okay.
Probably the car.
What exactly is this called again?
Memorial complex of Chernobyl town.
Oh,
Installed here.
jeez. Wow. How far does that go? Is it miles, kilometers?
Look. Can you see building over there? Building.
Yeah.
So it is like to that part.
Whoa. And these are like the names of the people who passed away?
No, evacuated villages.
Oh, okay.
All villages, and this concrete panel on the ground, by the way, it is map of Chernobyl Exclusion zone. And higher panel, on that panel, it is 10-kilometer zone.
Also, Natasha just told me about this monument. Before the Chernobyl accident, a lot of the people had dreams of an angel kind of predicting what was going to happen. And so it's kind of a myth, and they just decided to put it here. It looks like it's made of metal beams. I'm not really sure. Can't think of the name of it right now, but this is what it's made of. Right now we're driving through a private sector of Chernobyl. A lot of the houses over here are completely abandoned. No one's really allowed here either to come back. And so these houses and buildings are just left like this on the street. Is there anything in the houses, or they're completely empty?
Completely empty.
People stole stuff?
Yes, they even destroyed floor, because in past people didn't have banks, so they keep all their valuable things like money, some kind of treasures or jewelry under the floor.
Oh damn.
So when people were evacuated, vandals thought that they could forget something, so they just destroy floors, and there are even no floors in most of buildings. Past it was local river port, the biggest one by the way in all Chernobyl area, because with the help of ships and boats exactly to this part of Chernobyl, people receive all products, all supplies from biggest cities in Ukraine like Kyiv, for example. But nowadays it is just river Pripyat, with all these abandoned ships and boats stayed in here because it's like cemetery of this contaminated. Alright, so we just parked. We're gonna take a closer look. I'm probably gonna fly my drone, but I only have like 15% battery left. And it sucks because I can't charge the drone because the cables is in my luggage. And I'm getting that either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But yeah, people already on the bridge over there. Got the guard dog guarding the bridge. Oh, wait, don't look at my camera. Oh. You can see here this sign on the pass. It is not just because it's like dangerous or something. It is because that part of Chernobyl is some kind of, we don't know, secret part of Chernobyl, because we have no idea what is going on there, and there are lots of people working there, so they just don't like people walking there. Yes. But we can go to the middle of bridge, it's fine.
Okay. Secret part of Chernobyl.
Some kind of, yes, because look, you can see different buildings, but we actually have no idea what exactly they're doing there. Don't worry.
This is safe.
Yes, people use it every day, lots of them, thousands of them. So.
And dogs too.
And dogs, by the way, yeah.
Yeah, follow me.
It's prohibited to fishing or hunting in Chernobyl because yes, they are fully contaminated from inside with their meat and bones. But for example, water generally doesn't provide radiation. It all comes to these living organisms. And in any case, to avoid any problems, it was decided by government to dump river Pripyat, to cut it from other big rivers or lakes in Ukraine, for example, as Dnipro River, just because, yes, it is very close to Chernobyl nuclear power plant, this river, so people were afraid of some kind of contamination that could leak also to other rivers in Ukraine. So
Right, so they closed it down?
Yes.
So it doesn't even flow right now?
No.
So you think it must be really dirty then, the water?
Of course, it's not recommended to drink it, but it's not. We are not going to die or be ill with radiation sickness if we will drink. But this part definitely very contaminated because of these radioactive ships here.
Yeah.
So
Now how come the fish don't die?
difficult to explain, but I just don't know. Probably these fish, they just live small amount of time because in Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, even by the way, there is one building close to Chernobyl nuclear power plant which was specially built to be a fish experimental farm after Chernobyl catastrophe, to have experiments on fish, how radiation influence on living organisms. So yes, they made lots of experiments, scientists with fish, and they figured out that mostly fish, they not mutate, they just live like 2 or 3 days after they receive radiation. So
I see. And there's another dog. What are you doing?
you can see, by the way, this, it means that dog is still alive.
Oh, okay. So they put it like on the ear?
Yes,
This one doesn't have one.
mostly all of them who doesn't have, they just lost it because
okay. Oh, you're friendly though. You're so friendly. You're so friendly.
Well, I wanted to fly the drone, but it's a very low battery, and it's quite a risk if I flew it right now because it would probably come crashing down. But for now, I might as well maybe get a time lapse.
Yeah, they're following us.
Yeah, I had no idea there'd be so many dogs here in Chernobyl. I mean, I've been to some islands where it's filled with cats or bunnies, and Chernobyl is just filled with dogs. It's something I've always wanted to be in. So if you're a dog lover, definitely, you know, that's an extra perk to Chernobyl. Just come. Okay, so I just made it to the Blue Church. This is really famous here in Chernobyl. Like, really protect this place. And what's crazy is that you're not allowed to eat anything that grows here in Chernobyl or Pripyat at all, like the fruits, like apples, grapes, or anything. But the people here believe that since this place is a holy place, that whatever grows around it is safe to eat. So people actually grow some honey here, and they take the apples from the trees here and they eat it.
I want to mention that it is so beautiful right now. Like, I came here during the right time. Like, fall season is probably one of the best. Can we get inside the church?
No, it's closed.
But
It's open only on Sunday.
okay. Darn, am I here Sunday? No, I missed it. So these blue barrels and containers all have honey in them.
Guys, so we just made it to one of the most popular supermarkets here in Chernobyl.
It's really popular here because this is right in the center. And I wouldn't say this is a supermarket. I haven't been inside yet to find out. But yeah, let's go. More friendly dogs. So this is it. Yeah, I shouldn't have called this a supermarket, but it's a place to get produce, snacks, drinks. I should get some cookies and some fudge drinks for tonight.
The store lady was kind of camera shy, so if you ever come here with the camera, don't film her.
Siamo in 8. No, tu sei qui che c'è vegetariano.
Alright, so on this tour I also get my own hotel room for all 4 nights here
maybe 3 nights. So I gotta check out the room right now. So there's Wi-Fi here. Light works. Alright, sweet.
It's very good one. It will be very warm, believe me.
Nice. Okay.
Especially the room is quite small, but it is all like this here. So yes, again, at 7 o'clock and 50 minutes we are going to meet here because our breakfast will be at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, so in Chernobyl exclusion zone, in Chernobyl, unfortunately, yes, you can't just randomly walk here around because of this regime in Chernobyl. You just, of course, if you want, you can leave the hotel to be somewhere here.
Right.
But yes, not walking too much.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna chill in the room.
Okay, yes, you should probably have a good sleep after me calling you all night.
Yeah. Alright,
Have
thanks.
a good night.
Yeah, good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you.
Okay, that's awesome. It's just provided by Chernobyl Welcome. I just gotta find a plug for it. Now, I came to Chernobyl with a focus in my mind. I wanted to explore it alone. Completely alone by myself. But I also wanted to learn the history before I did that. So that's why I booked with this tour company, Chernobyl Welcome, to learn all about it. And it kind of gave me more comfort or confidence with my plan of exploring alone in Chernobyl. So we're now making our way to an abandoned school. And this school is really cool because there's so many of these respirator masks inside. And they're not because of the Chernobyl disaster. It's because it was necessary back in the day to have these masks in the schools in case there was like a nuclear attack or war or something really dangerous. And so the students would have to learn how to put on these masks just to be safe. Alright, here we are, guys. This is the really famous classroom. And I'm super glad that everything is still here because a lot of stuff in Chernobyl have been stolen, or a lot of stuff in Pripyat have been stolen, and there's been more tourists booming here. So it's good that everything's still kept just as it was. This is pretty insane right here on this table. It looks like you have a jar with some, I don't know what that can be inside there, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't like food or anything. It could have been used for like a science class. It could be even like some animal or human remains in there. But yeah, these were the masks I was telling you guys about. They weren't for the Chernobyl disaster. And what's this? It looks like a little book. I thought it'd be like for instructions on how to put them on, but no, it doesn't seem like it. I don't really want to touch anything while I'm here either, so can't flip the pages over. There's more tables. Here's a good view of the entire classroom. It's a weird mask right there just hanging. And right behind it, it seems like it was a cash register. They probably got this out from the cafeteria. So we're gonna check more of the other rooms. I just found this right by the window. I just noticed my steps feeling mushy, and I look down, there's like tons of books on the floor. Yeah, another reason why I'm showing you guys more classrooms, just because we're gonna be visiting another school here in Pripyat that's abandoned, and apparently it's really good. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of comparison. I can just imagine the other school then, because these things have a lot of cool things. Like, look at this. It looks like the kids were like trying to invent something that would power this wheel. This definitely looks like it was the fun class to be in. I don't know about you guys, but in my school we were not making these sort of things, especially in elementary school. But I'm starting to think this was more so for middle school, because I don't think elementary kids would be learning these things. Here's another classroom. This will probably be the last classroom to show you guys. There's a history class. Whoa, that is insane looking. Over here on this side was stuff about the Cold War. If you're from Ukraine or Russian, you can probably read it and translate it. And right here, what's the classroom? Man, this is awesome just to see. Like, this is the stuff I like, when things are still left behind. Oh, no way, there's some film strips here. Can we see through it? Oh no. Oh yeah, they were like playing a movie with this. It's a huge mess in here. So this was used as a recreational center. Now over here, it's what everyone comes to see. It's a really popular spot. And whoa, I did not imagine it to be this big. In photos it looks pretty small, but this is massive. At one point this was the largest recreational center in Pripyat. This is pretty interesting. This is really big. Give you guys kind of a perspective. This is how big these things are, because in videos and photos they look pretty small, but yeah, they're huge. And this is not a clock. This was actually used as a timer for the swimmers or athletes. Look. This is such a deep end. Even right here is also very deep. This is about like 7 feet tall over here on the low end. And it's pretty neat. It looks like there's some vehicles that were used from the military. Some buses too. It's still a proper car graveyard. But yeah, they had an even bigger one before that had all the vehicles, even helicopters, and I think tanks were located there too. But they decided to just tear those to pieces and bury them. Alright, so only a few vehicles here still have radiation on them. And that's kind of why some of these vehicles, they weren't scrapped up and put to the ground like the other vehicles, because there was like low radiation contamination in this area. But over here, this vehicle is pretty high. It's getting higher and higher. Maybe if I go over here. Huh. It says 1.7 right now. And over here, we just found parts of a helicopter. Oh, whoa. Oh my god. That was 8 microsieverts. So I just found this vehicle graveyard from the other side, the one we just did. It's even way bigger, and I can see some abandoned tanks over here, at least the shells of them. Yeah, I bet some of these were parts of tanks and armored vehicles. And there's more tanks over here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I can see. I don't think these are called tanks though. I think these are called armored vehicles. So that's how it looked like inside. But I think there used to be like a giant dome here for the cannon. Probably took them out to be used for newer models. Wow, it's quite dark. That's why I got the loom panel. These were all the jail cells for the prisoners. They're very different looking than the ones in America. Like, this is how the Soviet Russians made it. Alright, let's go into one of them. This is a really big jail cell. Usually they're all tight and cramped up, but they must have been shared by inmates. Oh, here's the toilet. And this was their door from the inside. You wouldn't really be able to see through anything. The guards would only be the ones to open this up. Actually, what's the point of opening this up? Because, like, you can, if I was a prisoner, you can actually reach your hand through it, peek your head inside. This is probably how they would serve them food. No, this is the padded room. This is where the loonies would go in. I think this is one of the nicer cells, because you actually have a big room and bars where you can just see through. You know, this makes me very curious as to what they did with the prisoners when they had to flee. They probably moved them to a different prison, or they just left them here. I'm not really sure. If you guys happen to know, just leave a comment. Alright, so right over here is a 16-story building. There was 7 around Pripyat, and we're gonna get to the rooftop because we can see an amazing view. That painting right there is actually caused by vandalizers. And at first I was thinking, what? How did they do that? They must have like taken a rope and just painted it, but no, they just dropped the paint by the side of the wall. Kind of sucks. There's a little bit of graffiti that you can find around Pripyat and Chernobyl. So yeah, there's many floors here. There's about 16 floors. It's a 16-story building. And a lot of the rooms look the same, but there is a unique room with a piano on floor number 8. This is so nice. This is the only room with a piano in it. Hey, there's a bird. Try checking out the piano too. Check out the side rooms. These were apartments that were being used for the residents of Pripyat, but right after the nuclear accident, it was then being used by special workers, scientists, and people who were just working here in general. We're now making our way to the hospital. Over here was another building, but this was the main one. Now this is very famous for the basement floor because there's contaminated clothing from people and most notably the firefighters that came through here. And this is where they would treat the patients for radiation. But when the evacuation was ordered, everyone left and they pretty much forgot about the stuff in the basement floor, and that's why it's just left there. And right here, a piece of clothing that could have came from the basement floor, because look at this. It immediately just spiked up. I wonder how long this is gonna take. I wonder if we can see some radiation. No. It's being blocked. So now we're making our way to a surgery room. And it's right in here. Whoa. I think this surgery room was used for giving birth to babies. Just by looking at the table. What's this? Okay, so here's the book. And these could have been the names of the patients being recorded. There's also more stuff here by the window. And some, medicine right here too? This room over here is the baby's room. Oh, this is really, really creepy. This is where they would put the babies when they were born. This was used as kind of a cafe. And there's really nothing inside, guys. It's pretty empty. Over here off in the distance though are some cranes that they would use to ship stuff through boats. Now here's a little bit of cool information. So this over there, where those cranes are located, was micro district 6 and 7. We're currently on number 5 right now, but 6 and 7, they were still developing it during the time of the nuclear disaster. But ever since that happened, they just decided to leave it and not even continue it. So those cranes are abandoned. People have climbed them before, but I don't think we'll have time to climb them. So yeah, we'll just head to the next spot. It's kind of a weird name to call the areas, like district numbers. So this is the very famous Ferris Wheel. This was an amusement park that was being built, and the craziest thing is it was never open to the public. But the government decided to open it up for one day when the nuclear blast happened, just to distract its citizens and not to have them worry about what was going on. They were trying to hide it, and they shut it down the very next morning. Crazy. And then they never used it ever since. There's lots of people here, but yeah, there's also more rides. Alright everyone, so we just made it to the city center. This spot was booming with people and visitors. We had the best supermarket around at its time here in Pripyat. They say it was the best because you can find everything inside here, and the locals and even people from outside of the city would come shop here. And the locals got sick and tired of it, that they complained to the government to create a new supermarket, which they were going to do. But after the disaster happened. They didn't finish it. And right over there is a restaurant, which was also very luxurious too at its time. It was one of the best. And right in the middle is an entertainment center. They would perform events here, concerts, shows, and meetings. And lastly was the hotel. It was a 5-star hotel, and it was the best. Now, we're not allowed to go inside them because it still has a high level of radiation inside. So right by city center is a kindergarten with stuff inside it. This was the school I was telling you about, where we would compare it with the first one that we explored. There were over 16 kindergartens here in Pripyat. I mean, at the time, the city was booming. It was very modern, and everyone wanted to come and moved here. And that's why they had a lot of schools. Just right by the entrance are kid toys. We've seen a lot of them. Damn. Just thinking about this is just so mind-blowing to me. Here's a map of the place. This kindergarten was really big. I think it's one of the biggest ones here. So there's a lot to see, and if I were to go through everything, it'd be a proper maybe 15-minute video. So I had to really do this really quick, just show you guys the most important things. Oh my gosh, here's some of the lockers. I remember kindergarten. This is honestly really sad. Just imagine leaving your favorite toy behind as a kid. Okay, so we just explored this abandoned factory a little bit. Pretty dope, but the coolest part here is this robot that was used to clean up reactor 4 and other radiation stuff. Because radiation was so bad for people, or not was, is bad for people, that they invented or made these kind of robots that would go in there and clean the stuff out. But they've learned that metal absorbs radiation, so a lot of times the machinery would stop working. But yeah, it's just left here. Unique machinery, like you'll never see this type of vehicle anywhere in the world besides here. How would they even take care of the radiation? How could they even like drive into like places with this? It's pretty big. Now this room, you can tell it's typical Soviet Russian because of the red color. What's pretty neat with this room is that they had designs here of the robots that they were making to help clean up reactor 4. There's many more blueprints too. So I just made it to the rooftop of the building, and I feel like I'm in Fallout right now, and I just found something really cool. There's just a gas mask laying here. It has a little bit of radiation in it. She looks so alert. Come on, let's go. This is a lot bigger than I expected. Apparently it's 130 meters tall. Huh. Yeah, I can tell it's unfinished. We also shouldn't be here for too long. Apparently that grassy part over there has some radiation in it. I've just made it to reactor number 5 and 6. Both of these reactors were being in development before the nuclear disaster happened. When it happened, a week later they immediately stopped developing it. So now it's just left unfinished. I think it's gonna be dark here, guys. So I think I'll watch my step. I feel like I'm in a macro reactor from Final Fantasy 7. Everything just looks so crazy and out of this world. And I'm not sure what room I'm in right now, but it definitely was something very important for the reactor. This is pretty insane, guys. I never thought I'd be walking inside a reactor before. I'm hearing like this weird buzzing noise, as if there's like a hive of bees somewhere. This right here were the covers. Now, I think the room I'm at was used to hold nuclear power, and those circular cylinder blocks were used to cover them up. As I remember, reactor number 4 had a lid that popped open during the explosion, which caused the radiation to be exposed in the air. And then it would spread everywhere because of the wind. What do you guys think of this? Like, you just never walk into something like this ever in your life. This is the coolest thing. But I love how these pillars look. I have no idea what they were used for, but there's ladders on them. So I guess people had to climb it. Maybe they were there just for maintenance purposes. Oh, we were just down there. What happens if we keep going up? This doesn't seem so sturdy. Last thing I want is the ladder to fall down into here. So I'm not even gonna attempt it. Alright, so I just made it to here. These are the smaller radars compared to that one because someone else illegally trespassed and died. And they blocked it all off, so the only thing you can possibly climb is this one right here. Oh man. I actually need to take a piss now after seeing this. That wasn't so bad. If one takes 1 minute to do, then maybe it'll take 12 minutes to get to the top. Still gotta be careful of this floor. Beautiful sunset we're gonna see when we get to the top. Look how high up we are. Yeah, it's kind of sketchy crossing a bridge. Oh shit! Okay everyone, so this is the last day of the Chernobyl series, and I don't think anyone has ever been here or shown it on YouTube. It's pretty unique, and it's another village that had to evacuate, and it's about maybe an hour and a half away from Chernobyl and Pripyat. The building looks amazing, and I'm sure the inside looks just as amazing as well. And for the most part, I'm just excited to take photos here, so let's get in. What? No way. Everything is literally untouched in this abandoned church.
It's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever been to an abandoned church like this before.
What's this on the table? And the reason why I know this place isn't even maintained is because of the floor. It's really, really dirty. That's a strange looking cross. Looks like right here in the middle of the room. It goes somewhere down. Whoa, okay, I did not even look up. The ceiling is incredible too. And it looks like there were more things drawn, but I don't know why it's covered. Or I guess it's peeled off. Just noticed right here too. We can get upstairs. Oh, I thought that was the chandelier that was right in the middle. Now question is this floor sturdy enough? There's a lot of flies on the ceiling. No wonder I can hear some sort of buzzing noise. But yeah, I'm not even gonna walk right there in the middle. I don't want to risk it. And I can't really get a cool photo from up here. Well, yeah, pretty neat.
Whew. Guys, thank you so much for making this towards the end of the video. I think this has been my longest video in quite a while. Took a lot of work exploring Chernobyl by myself, and at some points, I'll be honest, it was quite scary. But I just had to do it to give you guys an exciting video. It kind of sucks. Chernobyl is getting more strict and strict about these type of things. So yeah, I'm kind of late to the party because a lot of YouTubers in the past were able to get inside and just film everything. Now right after this, we're coming out with a brand new series, China series, and I also did a little road trip in Japan and did so many crazy explores. But anyway, the China series will be amazing and they're gonna be dropping every week. You can expect probably 3 to 4 videos. I just want to get this series out quick to you guys just to make up for the lost uploading time. So yeah, every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday, these videos will be dropping. I'm gonna end the video now though. If you did enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave your comments and thoughts down below, and of course share the video. And if you wish to support me on my adventures, definitely head over to our Patreon page to become a Patreon member. Hope you guys live a life of freedom water, and I'll see you all next adventure. Peace.
Congratulations, we are officially in Chernobyl Exclusion Zone.
Oh my gosh, seriously?